White House border czar Tom Homan, the Trump administration's new point person in Minneapolis, says targeted operations will continue and he will hold agents to professional standards.
By and large, for decades, ICE and CBP have carried out their duties with integrity, professionalism, and compassion. That remains the expectation under President Trump, and I will, hold our agents and officers to that standard.
All of this happening as the U.S. government is barreling towards a possible shutdown, with Democrats and Republicans divided over funding for ICE. Joining me now to discuss is U.S. political analyst for CTV News, Eric Ham. Eric, good morning to you. First of all, I want to get your thoughts from what we heard earlier this morning from Homan, the czar. How did it sit with you, what he had to say about not going anywhere, but we want more cooperation with local law enforcement officials?
I think he provided a more conciliatory tone. He also, I think, attempted to try to reassure the public in Minneapolis and Minnesota, as well as, I think, an olive branch to local elected leaders in the state, as you mentioned, while making clear that they're not going to be leaving, but there is a plan for a drawdown that he hopes will take effect. And I think all of this is happening as the Trump administration is right now in the firing line with so much pushback, not only from Democrats, but also from what we're seeing from some within their base, notably the National Rifle Association, as well as corporate leaders as well, who are pushing for a de-escalation.
And tell us why we could be looking at another government shutdown and the Democrats' role in this in withholding funding.
Yeah, we know that there are at least 6 government agencies that need to be funded by midnight tomorrow night, Friday midnight. And right now, the holdup on that is funding for the Department of Homeland Security. And of course, ICE Patrol is part of Homeland Security. And what we're seeing from Democrats is they actually want to see changes made to the department before they actually get behind funding. Now, to pass any legislation in the Senate, you're going to need to get over that filibuster proof vote, which is 60 votes are required. Right now, Republicans on their own simply don't have the votes, and they need Democrats. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is actually now holding the line, saying that Democrats will not provide support for this funding legislation if they don't see those changes. Now, what is happening is there are some Republicans who are willing to go forward with a carve-out, meaning fund the rest of those agencies, which includes the Department of Defense, and then with the continuing resolution, and then work on trying to get those changes necessary for the Department of Homeland Security to actually get that final funding bill through. Unfortunately, it's anyone's guess if all of this is going to happen, because, again, the House is out for recess right now, and in order for any changes to be made, the Speaker of the House would need to call the House back to pass that legislation, and it's unclear if he's prepared to do so.
All right, let's wrap up with some thoughts around this FBI raid in Georgia, this election office. Why now?
Well, the president, as you mentioned, he certainly signaled that this would be happening in Davos, and we know the president has still hold a grudge against what happened in 2020, often claiming that he won the election, and now we see this raid. And the reason for this is they believe that there was actual voter fraud in Fulton County, a very large county outside of Atlanta, and so that is why we saw these agents go in. What's also notable about this is that the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, was also at this raid. Now, it's unclear why she was there, and the ranking member on the Senate Intelligence Committee has already begun asking questions about this. And so I think there is more than meets the eye in terms of what's happening here, and we may even see hearings around this.
Interesting. And we haven't heard from Tulsi Gabbard in a while. Eric Ham for us. Good to see you. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.